In this video, we're going to look at how to automatically create a timeline from a set of data. Timelines are useful for things like event planning, task management, product development, marketing campaign planning, basically anything that involves a number of actions over a period of time. As we'll see, these are quick and easy to set up. Let's see how it's done. A common use of timelines is to visually see the actions in a project action plan across a period of time. Here is a simple action plan, and we have a number of actions with the person responsible for each one, the start and finish date of each, and the status of the actions. Note, I've used conditional formatting to color the people and the status, and as we'll see later, these can be reflected in the timeline. Select the cells you want to include in the timeline, including the headers. From the Insert menu, select Timeline. The next step will confirm the data range you've selected. You can edit here if you need to. Then click OK. This will create a new sheet called Timeline and a number. As you can see, it's created a timeline based on the data. It's that quick and easy to create a timeline. We can tweak the settings to make it look better and show the exact information we need. On the right, you have a number of settings to edit the timeline. Select data range. You can edit the data series here. Start date. If you want to include a start date, select the column which it's in, end date or duration. Similarly, you can add the end date or include how long the action will take. Note you can use a timeline with only one of these dates if you just want to show a single date and not a period of time for the actions. Card title, this is the title next to each of the cards. Here I'm using the actions column as each card is an action. Next you have some optional settings. Card color. You can color your cards based on the colors that are in the columns of data. For example, here I want to highlight the status of each action with a color. So I select the status column. You can clearly see the status of each action. If I change the color to RESP, this will show the color of the person responsible for each action. Card details. You can add extra details to the card by selecting a column of data to add. Card group. You can group the cards by options in a particular column. For example, here I've grouped them by the person responsible, so it's clear who needs to do what and when. There are also more options on the bar above the timeline. These change the timeline view. The first option is to change the time period in the timeline window. You can also change how much data is shown on the screen. And there are two options: comfortable, card title, and details on separate lines, and condensed, title and details on single lines. In the condensed view, it looks like this. You can choose whether the information in the cards is fully shown, which means it could overflow out of the card, or whether to clip it and only show the information up to the end of the card, which can be tidier. But as we can see in this example, it means the information in some of the shorter actions isn't readable. You can zoom in and out to show more or less data by changing the zoom percentage. Note at the time of this recording, timelines are only available to those with a paid Google Workspace account. As you can see, it's a simple yet powerful way to view your date-related data.